Well, good morning. I'm Rick Dancer, and we're going to run into Kathy in just a minute. We are in Bandon, Oregon for this Exploring adventure. We want to thank our sponsors, Toyota and your Northwest Toyota dealer, because we would not be here without them. Their theme is Let's Go Places, and because of them, we drive our Tacoma here, and we get here. This is called Washed Ashore. This is the coolest place. I had no idea exactly what we were coming to, but this is taking trash that local people find in the ocean and creating artwork. So we're going to show you how this works. They're not open yet. We're here early. Hey, man, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, tell them who you are.
My name's Cameron McGrew. I am the programs manager for Washed Ashore.
So, and Kathy's here.
Hello. Man, this has just been really fun to learn about. Hope you guys enjoy this.
So tell us what this is.
So,
okay, let me show you real quick. Come up here, Cameron. Come
absolutely.
You guys, so look at this. This is what kind of creature?
This is a rockhopper penguin. This is Zorabelle. We name all of our creatures depending on, we come up with the names on the fly a lot of the time.
As it should be.
Yes. So a lot of what you see here is... So everything that you see is coming from things that have washed up on the beaches here.
Between Newport and Brookings.
Yes, between Newport and Brookings, so about half of Oregon's coastline.
So this is your trash, or trash from all over the world, actually, that ends up here.
Absolutely.
Look up above your head.
Look up above us. Look at this.
This is an oil spill.
Nothing in here is painted. Everything is exactly the way that it was found in color. The only thing that we paint are the screw heads that are used to fasten these pieces together.
So who collects the trash? Anybody can bring trash that they find on the beach?
Yes. So it's all volunteer-based. Washed Ashore is an all volunteer-based organization. So what we do is we take all the stuff that volunteers find on beaches and make piecework out of it to contribute to our sculptures.
So kind of tell them about that process, like how you have the artists, then you've got, different volunteers working on it, and how that whole thing works.
Absolutely. So if you'll step over here, I can explain it a little bit more in depth. So this is what we would call a panel. So this would be kind of what the skin of one of our creatures would look like. As you can see, it's made from wire mesh with some wires going through it. And this is something that's made up by our lead artist and our artistic director and founder, Angela. She comes up with these different pieceworks, and we execute it up here in the workshop.
So what you do then is the artist comes up with the concept, and then you have anybody can walk in off the street with your direction and create these panels like this that then end up in artwork like that. That is such a cool thing.
That is exactly right. So we have two major components that we put these things together with, one being our panels and one being our kebabs. So a kebab would be something like this. So what we have here is buoy foam, plastic, and then more buoy foam and a wire running straight through it. We call them kebabs.
So what is the message here?
The message, so our mission really as an educational organization, and we're also a nonprofit, so we're an educational nonprofit, and really the mission is to educate and show people what we're finding washing up on the beaches, and maybe to think about consuming a little less single-use plastics.
Yeah, because let's go show them that one you love.
Absolutely.
You guys, you got to see what actually. Okay, so look, these are pop bottles. And this, I was telling him earlier that I think the sad part, and Kathy and I were talking about this, the sad part and the good part is you look at it and you go, God, that's so beautiful. And yet that's all trash that we have left in the ocean.
And how many pounds of garbage have you guys collected?
45,000 pounds in the last 10 years that we've been an organization. And we've actually been in this location in Bandon for about six years. As far as in this location,
it's really disgusting, actually, when you think about it. It's just disgusting.
So this is his favorite piece of trash that was found. How did those logs get into down on a beach somewhere?
Those are plastic logs.
Those are plastic logs. Oh my God! And look at this thing, you guys. Your oil containers. plastic Clorox bottles, those lids from 5-gallon pails, all this, and bottles and junk. I love that. So tell them what happens to these, because you have an exhibit at the Smithsonian too, right?
Yes. So we do have an exhibit at the Smithsonian that will be up until April, in which it's going to be taken down and then put in another part of the country. We have a traveling exhibit, and we have actually 4 at the moment, and we're about to move to a couple different places.
If you pack it in, pack it out. Stephanie, I totally agree with you. Look at this. So all that is just your stuff. And so a community, a museum, an organization, they can contact you and have this. If you wanted to have a cool art exhibit, this would be a great thing to do, because you're teaching people at the same time while you're showing creativity with art.
Yes, absolutely. And this one specifically, this piece that you're looking at right now, that is a musical sea star, so you can actually play on this as if it's a musical instrument.
What?
Yeah, so each one of these bottles has different amount of water in it as well. So that will give it more of a lighter tone, for example. So if you go through, you can find ones that have more of a bass tone, like this one. And then you can find ones that have a lighter tone. You can play it almost like a percussion, like a drum set.
So hands-on fun, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very interactive. All of our exhibits are very interactive.
Look at this shark over here. Okay, you know what else I want to show them? Oh my God, really quick. I want to show them. Let's go up to the little area. So you guys, if you're down here in Bandon, here's the thing you do. You bring the kids. You come in here, and they have this all set up. So you can walk right in off the street, and they'll give you instructions on what to do. And maybe you just want to sort colors. You can do that. Or maybe you just feel like taking 10 minutes, and you're just going to sort some of this material. Your kids can come in and make their own little exhibit, get a picture, and learn a little bit more about what not to put outside the garbage, and maybe using a little less plastic. And then you have these little, show them the exhibits that are coming up too.
Sure, absolutely.
These are so cool. Look how big these are, you guys.
So these are some of our commissions. So the California condor is going to be going to the Oregon Zoo, and that's going to be there permanently. So this is actually our artist's depiction of what it's going to look like to scale, and it's going to be about 12 to 14 feet in wingspan and about 4 to 5 feet tall. So we make our pieces a little bit bigger than real life, but
and
we have fun doing it.
There's a section of the wing that people come in here,
and it's just taken bit by bit, shingled over, sort of like this, to make it look like the feathers, the body of the creature we're making.
So it's kind of the idea also that if you get people involved in create, like if I came in and did that, I go to the Portland Zoo, I see my work.
Absolutely.
I'm a little more buying into understanding that my pollution matters.
That's exactly right. And just knowing that you've actually contributed to something to this scale is a fantastic feeling. That's actually why I started volunteering before I became the programs manager for Washed Ashore, because I was putting these things together and I was having fun doing it. It was a lot of fun. And then I was actually offered a job, so that's why I started working here.
So what is the lesson that people learn from this, you hope?
I would say the biggest thing is thinking about what you're using, the things you're buying, and just making positive consumer choices.
What are some things, do you guys have tips that people can use, like in reuse stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. So there are alternatives to plastic out there. Silicone would be one. There's any number of things. Reusable bags when you go to the grocery store is a big thing. Every minute, 3 million plastic bags are actually disposed of across the world. And that's every single minute, so that breaks down to 50,000 every second. So if you count one, that's 50,000 plastic bags that have just been thrown away. So there's things like that that everybody can kind of just do, and as well as using reusable water bottles. Because, of course, the plastic bottles, they get everywhere.
I mean, it's little things too, like when you go to coffee, take your own cup.
Yep.
A lot of places will give you a discount, but you don't wait for the discount. Do it ahead of time. You don't have to have a discount. You don't have to be paid to do the right thing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and that's exactly what it is too. So basically, a lot of how we put this stuff together, we take all of this stuff too from the beaches. Our volunteers will pick up all this stuff, and we'll partner with other organizations to actually do the beach cleanups quarterly. And it will be clean, cut, and processed, so you're not touching anything that's got barnacles on it or anything gross. But it's clean, cut, and processed at our other facility, and then finally sent over to us with a step-by-step process on how to actually put these things together.
So you get to be part of an art project at the same time you're helping to save the planet, really.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are your hours? So when people are down in Bandon, what are the hours normally?
So as of right now, we're in our winter hours. So it's basically noon to 5, Thursday through Saturday. Okay. But come summertime, our hours will change a little bit. So we'll actually be open Wednesday through Sunday.
Thank you for taking your time.
No problem. Thank you so much.
You guys, you know what? I want to show you one more thing because I didn't show you the one little thing over here. So Kathy, come this way with me, please. This is disgusting, but think about that styrofoam. Just junk that people leave out there. So also, we want to thank our sponsors, Toyota and your Northwest Toyota dealers, because we could not be here doing this if you weren't here. But I think this thing is really pretty.
I think it's just amazing that none of that has been colored. I mean, the color in here is so, bright.
Right.
And yet that's all natural.
Absolutely.
Well, not natural, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Found that way.
Yeah, the only thing that, like I said, the only thing that we paint are the screws to keep the flow of the piece, it looking good. We don't want, it sticking out all crazy. But yeah, I mean, and also in our eco market, we also have a lot of alternatives to plastic that we like to
show. Oh yeah, like bottles and things like
and
that.
It's really just to give people an idea of things that are out there that are more sustainable than plastic.
Thank you so much for showing us around. I'm impressed.
Absolutely.
So you guys, we are here for the rest of the day, and we just found out from the cheese factory, we were shooting some video at the cheese factory, that we are coming down for the eggnog and wine walk.
I think it's the cider eggnog stroll or something through town, because I think all the shops stay open.
But everybody comes down here because they said, "You're going, aren't you?" And we go, "Well, I guess." And they said, I said, "For the wine?" And they said, "No, the eggnog, it's real." And I went, "Oh, well, if you got it, if it's real, yeah, we'll be here." So we'll be doing that. And we'll also be showing you around the business community down here and a couple of other things. And then we'll be at the Christmas tree lighting tonight at 5:30. It's supposed to rain, but we don't care. It's Oregon.
No.
And we'll be having Santa Claus in here for the kiddos to come get pictures and
at what time? 3?
Yeah, at 3 o'clock.
So 3 o'clock, Santa, he knows where to go. He's washed ashore, and that's where he hangs out. So if you want to find Santa, that's where he comes.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want you polluting the oceans either. Good God, he has to fly over those things. All right,
Yep.
Toyota, again, thank you, and we will be back. And also thanks to Bandon Chamber. Margaret, wherever you are. She's behind us. Margaret, wave. Just wave. She helped us put all this stuff together and introduced us to what we're doing. So we'll be back later on. Anything else?
No, I think you covered it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.